was the 7th fastest qualifier. After a poor showing in Lima, it appears as if Dan Patrick in the American Gladiator has really stepped it up a notch, taking on Snakebite in round 1. Patrick would notch the 2nd win for Chevrolet in the 1st round.
We've had problems in qualifying. We only ran a 6:20 was the best we ran yesterday. But at 2 o'clock this morning, I had this thought, and I went out and redid my fuel system last night, and I had a check valve in backwards. So the motor wasn't burning the fuel, it was getting to it. So we did that, and it was like a brand new truck today.
And there's a good look at Dan Patrick in American Gladiator. He was very impressive in round 1. He'll have his work cut out for him, though, as he goes up against the Bigfoot of Bob What's Chandler. The advertising slogan? The best never rest. Two of the best in the business right here.
Well, as a matter of fact, the one on the left, the Heartbeat of America, for his advertising slogans, used to be the crew chief for the one on the right. Bragging rights coming out forward, Chevy. Chevy takes the win.
Oh, a big win for Dan Patrick. A big win for Chevrolet as he knocks out the fast qualifier Andy Brass in Bigfoot.
You know, it's ironic that Patrick used to be a crew chief in the Bigfoot organization, so nothing else. He's got bragging rights, but the story here is the Chevrolet win over Ford, Gary.
Well, of course, Dan Patrick has built a number of these chassis in competition today. Let's go trackside Army Armstrong. You're with that victorious team.
Gary, the guy that seems to be the happiest of all. We've seen him in all types of sports. You're a crew chief this weekend. You're doing an awfully good job.
Thanks a lot, Army. You know, Dan called me up last week. He's really having some bad luck, and he said, won't you come on up there and give us a whirl? We've been trashing all week trying to get this Samson in the field, you know, and we're making all kinds of power. We're just having a hard time getting it hooked. We set up last night, thought about it, and we got her going today.
Well, a while ago you said it was 2 o'clock in the morning. We're just congratulating. You know, it's kind of weird. This guy's like a bad penny. He keeps showing up, but he brings good luck with him. Hey, could this be your day?
I hope so. Gene, you know, I've been friends for years, and Gene's an excellent driver, great crew chief. You know, I think having him with me now is just kind of turned everything around. You know, we've got great sponsors behind us now with the Gladiators and the high-tech trailer people. You know, I've been waiting several years to get into this series.
Well, good. We're glad to have you
here. Once again, it will be the American Gladiator against the fast loser Bigfoot, the Carolina Crusher, and Power Wheels Bigfoot. And there is a look at Dan Patrick. He has been the pleasant surprise here this afternoon in the Chevrolet. Now, he's already knocked his buddy out once, Andy Brass, but Brass comes back as the fast loser. So can Dan do it 2 rounds in a row?
Right now, Dan's playing the role of the Great White Hope, if you will, because Chevrolet for the first time is looking like they're flexing some muscle. The last time they ran, 0.02 of a second determined the winner. That went to the truck on this side. You can make that up on the start line. Brass tries to drill the tree. Does he do it, Gary? You call it?
So close. No, I think the Chevrolet wins again. And you saw a quick glance there at Gene Patterson. He applauds his driver as Dan Patrick takes the victory. There's a look at Andy Brass of 5:20, but Brass is eliminated. He will go to the trailer. Look again at how close it is.
Good start. Both vehicles move at the same time, but Patrick able to put the Chevrolet to the ground first to plant more horsepower has helped him right there at the finish line.
There is your margin of victory, and here is your winner climbing out of the truck.
Boy, Dan Patrick, when you're hot, but it's not coming easy. You guys are having to work every round so hard.
Well, I mean, this is the best series there is. You know, the Penda Points Series, you got to have your act together. And up till now we haven't, but I think we've got it. You know, Gene is doing an excellent job as a crew chief. He's just telling me how to drive. You know, I'm proud of the vehicle I've built, you know, plus all the others I built. And, you know, I just can't really say it.
You're in the final. That's what it's all about. Can you take the first win for Chevrolet? It's been a long time since Chevrolet's won on this series.
Well, all I'm going to say is I'm going to run the same as I've been running the last 3 rounds, you know. If I can stay consistent and the motor don't puke or anything, you know, anything unforeseen, I feel very confident I could take this win.
Hey, the finals are coming up. Plus, don't forget the Tough Truck highlights. Stay with us. Well, down deep inside, he may have some mixed emotions, but outside, he's going to be pulling for the bow tie Chevrolet, and there's a look at Dan Patrick. As we mentioned earlier, Dan has built a number of the chassis in competition here this weekend, and he will stage the Chevrolet against the Power Wheels Bigfoot, the Far Lane, the Ford of Dan Runte, and look at this, the crew chiefs converse.
An interesting point, though, is the right lane. You talked about a moment ago, all the wins have come out of the right lane. Quicker time in the previous line gives you lane choice. That puts the Chevrolet over there. We may have our first Chevrolet winner, Gary.
We do, Dan Patrick. Look at the jubilation there by Gene Patterson as the Chevrolet, the bow tie brigade, takes the win. It's been a long time since we've said that.
I'll guarantee you, Dan Patrick is pumped because in an earlier interview, he himself said this Penda Points Series is the best monster truck series in the world, and to win it, he has got to be grinning from ear to ear. I bet he looks like a Cheshire cat back in the pit area.
Well, there's a look at the Power Wheels Bigfoot headed back to the pit area. One more look coming right at you. The wind comes in the left lane, and there is the margin of victory. Oh, look at the air coming off that second jump for Dan Patrick as he takes the victory here in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. And I know that crew is going to be ecstatic. Let's go down trackside now. Army, see if you can catch up with our winners.
Dan Patrick, if you guys don't do anything else, you taught the kids of America, if you believe in your dream, they can come too. Congratulations to both of you.
Thanks, Army. You know, I really owe a lot to Gene here. I mean, he helped me through the weekend and got me tuned in. You know, he can see what the truck's doing where I can't by trying to do everything myself, you know. But I want to thank all the people of American Gladiators for their support, High Tech Trailer, and above all, I want to thank my family for their support.
How about it? Good team. Looks like you guys could be holding a secret hand for the whole year.
Yeah, we got two of them mounted right up here on the hood. This Chevrolet Samson, we're making a presence known here this weekend. You know, it's hot out here. Dan and me, we've been, you know, butting heads together and trying to come up with a combination, and we think we finally come on it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Gary, for a couple of years now, there's almost been a drought. We haven't had a chance to talk about the Chevrolet people, but this could be the new Chevrolet team to keep an eye on. Back to you.